The Sheba people, often referred to as the Sabaeans, were an ancient Semitic civilization that thrived in the region corresponding to modern-day Yemen, with cultural and trade connections extending into parts of Ethiopia. Their civilization is historically significant due to their influence in the Arabian Peninsula and their prominence in biblical, Quranic, and historical narratives. The Sabaeans primarily inhabited what is now Yemen, with their capital at Marib, near the present-day capital of Sana'a. The Sabaean civilization emerged around the 8th century BCE and lasted until approximately the 3rd century CE. Their strategic location in the southwestern Arabian Peninsula allowed them to control key trade routes, particularly those involving the lucrative incense trade, which included commodities like frankincense and myrrh. These goods were in high demand in ancient Egypt, the Mediterranean, and Mesopotamia, making the Sabaeans incredibly wealthy and influential. The wealth of the Sheba people was largely derived from their monopoly over the incense trade routes that ran through the Arabian Peninsula. These routes connected the southern Arabian region with major civilizations to the north and west. The Sabaeans were skilled traders and navigators, facilitating the exchange of goods between Africa, the Middle East, and even as far as India. The construction of the Marib Dam, one of the most impressive feats of ancient engineering, allowed the Sabaeans to develop advanced agricultural systems, further enhancing their economic prosperity. The Sabaeans practiced a polytheistic religion, worshipping a pantheon of gods and goddesses, with Al-Makka being the chief deity, often associated with the moon. The civilization left behind numerous inscriptions in the South Arabian script, many of which are religious in nature, detailing their rituals, offerings, and the construction of temples. The Sabaean culture was marked by its architecture, including large temples and palaces, and its advanced irrigation systems, which allowed them to thrive in the arid climate of the Arabian Peninsula. One of the most famous figures associated with the Sheba people is the Queen of Sheba, known as Bilqis in Islamic tradition. According to biblical accounts, 1 Kings 10 and 2 Chronicles 9, she visited King Solomon in Jerusalem, bringing lavish gifts and testing his wisdom. This story, also mentioned in the Quran, symbolizes the wealth, power, and cultural exchange between Sheba and the Israelite kingdom. While the historical accuracy of this account is debated, it reflects the broader cultural and economic connections that the Sheba people maintained with other civilizations. The decline of the Sabaean civilization began around the 3rd century CE, partly due to the changing trade routes that bypassed their territory and the failure of the Marib Dam, which led to agricultural decline. By the time of the rise of Islam in the 7th century, the Sabaeans had largely assimilated into other South Arabian cultures. The legacy of the Sheba people remains in the cultural and historical memory of Yemen and Ethiopia, with their influence seen in subsequent South Arabian civilizations like the Himyarites. Their contributions to trade, architecture, and culture continue to be studied and appreciated by historians and archaeologists today.